We are living through a massive surplus of inspiration. Every scroll through a social feed brings a new wave of success stories, hustle mantras, and calls to dream bigger. Despite this constant stream of advice, the distance between our plans and our actions remains massive. We can outline a perfect month of gym sessions or skill building, but we often fail to survive the first day. Most of us are in love with the aesthetic of success, while finding the actual process of achieving it repulsive. This makes us brilliant architects of a future we never actually inhabit. We possess the talent to plan, but without execution, that talent is effectively invisible. This is the motivation loop. It starts with a burst of inspiration and a plan. Hitting real-world discomfort causes effort to flatline. This creates a void, filled by seeking more external motivation. The cycle accelerates, but progress remains zero. Motivation is a spark. It is useful for starting the engine, but it lacks the chemical stability to keep it running for years. The trap is our reliance on how we feel in a given moment. We wait for the right mood to strike before we act, which hands control of our future over to a fleeting emotion. To break the cycle, you have to stop searching for a better feeling and start building a mechanism that functions regardless of your mood. Actual change is physically and mentally uncomfortable. Waking up earlier or ignoring a notification causes a friction that most people spend their lives avoiding. This friction is why we succumb to the modern focus killer, working for 10 minutes, then seeking the immediate dopamine of a 5-minute scroll. Real growth happens in the absence of an audience. It is silent progress, the unglamorous, unposted hours of repetition that build a skill behind the scenes. This schedule shows the components of that silence. 1 hour for a specific skill, 30 minutes for reading, and dedicated slots for tracking and networking. When these tasks are automated into a fixed blueprint, you stop spending emotional energy deciding whether or not to do them. You simply execute because it is the time to execute. This leads to the paradox of discipline. While structure looks like a cage from the outside, it actually provides the only reliable path to autonomy. The red line represents the undisciplined path. It offers immediate comfort, but inevitably spikes into jagged peaks of chronic stress. Look at the blue line. It drops into initial discomfort, then levels out. Following a system removes the exhausting weight of daily decision-making. Your relationship with your tasks changes. Once a behavior becomes an involuntary part of your routine, the sense of heavy burden vanishes. By submitting to a routine, you gain the power to absolutely rely on yourself for long-term plans. Even the most disciplined systems will eventually meet external chaos. A crisis occurs, a plan fails, or a major opportunity is lost. Most people see this friction as a sign that the path itself is wrong. They hit a wall and conclude that the goal was never achievable in the first place. If the reason you started remains valid, then the failure lies in the method, not the destination. When a plan breaks, keep the target in sight and adjust the mechanics of how you get there. Resilience is simply the act of applying your daily discipline to a newly adapted strategy. We are conditioned to look for dramatic, overnight shifts, the moment where everything suddenly becomes easy. But transformation is a quiet process. If you repeat a structured habit for 2 years, the compounding effect makes your former life look unrecognizable. While external factors like luck and environment are real, the people moving forward are the ones repeating unglamorous actions while others remain stationary. Nothing changes if nothing changes. If you want a different result, you must stop searching for a new goal and start building a new routine. Where you are today is just a data point. Where you will be in 5 years is determined entirely by the quiet, unglamorous routine you choose to execute